you so much. Welcome. And we're going to start lying on our backs. So if you'd like to come to lying down with your knees bent, soles of your feet on the floor. This is a repeat of last Monday's class for those of you who were with me, either online or in the river room. And it's quite a nice stretchy class. It's a little bit of everything, but it's predominantly a really lovely opening stretchy class. So let's take some time now to drop into some stillness, into feeling the body. Really arriving on your mat. Maybe you can feel a sense of heaviness, of weight as you drop through the back of your body, through the soles of your feet, into the support that's holding you. And as you bring your attention to your breath, notice how with every exhalation you can release a little bit more. You can soften a little bit more. And I won't do anything elaborate with the breathing today other than to invite you to explore softness around the face, around the eyes, the cheeks, inside the mouth. And to simply feel into the stream of a natural breath, nowhere to go. Simply arriving. And breathing and sensing the body and the air in the room around you. And you can introduce a soft ujjayi breath if you would like to, gentle constriction in the back of your throat. Ocean breath, victorious breath. Every breath out becoming a little bit longer and a little bit more of a sense of sinking, of dropping into the body. And with the same focus on the breath, the same ujjayi breath perhaps, you can begin to slide your hands up your thighs to your knees as you bring your knees in towards you. And we're going to simply circle our knees in one direction, a little bit of a massage over the lower back. And then reversing the direction of the circle, just a little bit of a massage. And then drawing your knees in towards you, take an inhale. And as you exhale, lift your head towards your knees. And take another breath in here. And then exhaling, slide the whole body lengthways along the mat. And we're going to roll over onto our bellies. With your arms extended, if you can, pressing the palms of your hands together. And pointing your toes. And for a few breaths, we're going to look for as much length in the body as possible. So take a breath in, and as you breathe out, pull your hands further in front of you as you pull your toes behind you. And keep breathing like this. Every breath in, you release a little, and every breath out, you stretch. Staying with the breath, maybe ujjayi, really pressing the palms together. One more breath in, and then breathing out, releasing the hands, releasing the toes. And bringing your attention to your left arm and your left leg. And as you press the right arm and right leg into the floor, breathe in and lift to the left arm and left leg. You can lift your head as well. And breathe out, drop. And breathe in, lift. And breathe out, drop. And breathe in, lift. And breathe out, drop. And take a full breath in and out, maybe noticing that the left side of the body feels a bit different to the right. And then on a breath in, lifting your left arm and your right leg this time, only lifting the head as far as feels right for you. And can you take a few breaths here, pressing the right hand and the left leg down as you lift the left arm and the right leg, and you pull apart, breathing, activating across the body like this. One more breath in, and then breathe out, release, resting your head on the mat. And take a full breath in and out. And then breathing in, lifting everything now, your chest, your head, your arms and legs, spreading your fingertips and your toes. And really fire up the whole of the back of the body. Taking 3 more breaths. One more breath in. And then breathing out, release the whole body down and take a full breath in and out. And then rolling over onto the left side of your body. So lying in a straight line if you can. And similarly, you're going to press the heels of your hands together. And as you press the heels of your hands together and your feet, you're going to pull your arms and your legs a bit behind you to come into a little bit of a banana shape. Breathing into the front of the body here. And smiling and breathing. I really miss being with you in the river room. It's just crazy. Breathe. Good to see you, Paul and Jill. Haven't seen you since term began, so that's really exciting. Hope Julie's okay. Take one more breath in and then release back into a straight line. And place your right hand down in front of you. And you could have your head in your left hand or keep the head down. And now breathing in, lift the right leg up. And pause and breathe out, bring it down. And take 4 more like this. You don't have to go too high. Probably really feeling into all the muscles around the hip, the gluteal muscles. Steady with the breath. Lower belly is also slightly engaged. I don't know how many we've done, but let's do 1 more. Breathe in. And breathe out, come down. And then resting your head in your hands, take a breath in, and as you breathe out, lift both legs up. Feel a little bit like a seal. So Jill, I don't know if you saw seals doing things like this on your trip to Scotland recently. Can you hold here? So I'm feeling hot as I do this. Holding here. A little bit longer. Take a full breath in and then float your legs down. Breathe out. Lovely. And now breathe and lift the right leg quite high and really pressing into your right fingertips. Lift the left leg, not to meet it, but so that your legs are up in a V. You're kind of in one plane if you can. And take a few breaths, just noticing the strength. If that's you, Joe and Dave, that just have joined, I hope that you found all the, well, obviously you found all the right information. Sorry about that. Lovely that you've joined. Hold, hold, hold. Take another breath in and then float the left leg, followed by the right leg. And then we take our right hand to our right foot. So there's a little bit of a balance as we press down the left side of the body and kick our right foot into the hand as you pull the hand on the foot. So it's like a half wheel on the side, nice little back bend. Can you take a few breaths and just wriggle and squeeze your way into it? We're looking to feel it on the right quad, but also the shoulder blades coming together. 1 more breath in, and then breathing out, release the foot. Bring the knee in front of you and take hold of the right big toe or lower down the leg if you need to. And begin to straighten that right leg, and it's absolutely fine to pulse into it until you're ready maybe to take a few breaths, really pushing through the heel, relaxing in the shoulder, and breathing here. You can push through the heel that's on the floor as well, the left heel. Take 1 more full breath in, and then release the toe, and slowly draw the leg back down and roll onto your belly. Arms are outstretched. And with a breath in, lift everything again. And take 3 more breaths here, really activating through the fingertips, the toes, the whole of the back of the body. Feel the heat. Feel the squeezing out of any frustrations, any tension. I'm really wanting to go for a long walk, and all I can do is go into my little backyard at the minute, but I know a lot of other people have had it so much worse. Take another full breath in, and then breathe out. Bring your head down as you sweep your arms behind you, legs come down. And now breathe in, we come up again, arms out behind us, and take 3 breaths here. Fully activating the body. Smiling in the collarbones. 1 more breath in. And now relax and settle the body with your hands underneath your forehead. And see if you can soften everything, the face, in between the shoulder blades. A few more breaths. Good to see you, Dan and Ruth. I'm glad you've made it as well. And then we take that sequence to the other side. So if you'd like to extend your arms out in front of you, palms are touching, and we're going to lengthen the body, a little bit like being on a rack. So take a breath in, and as you breathe out, pull your hands forwards and your feet behind you. Take another breath in as you soften and breathe out, stretch. Can you take a couple more breaths like this? One more breath in. And then breathe out, release your hands and your feet. And on your next breath in, float your right arm and right leg up. Maybe your chest and head come up. And then breathe out, float down. And do 4 more like this. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, come down. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, come down. 2 more. Staying steadily with the breath. And then when you come down, taking a breath to soften the body and rest. And on the next breath in, lift the right arm and the left leg, pressing the rest of the body down, and hold for 4 more breaths. One more breath in, and then breathe out, release, arm and the leg, and the head come down. And now breathe in, lift everything up. And spread and activate and heat the body and breathe. One more breath in. And then breathe out, release. And take a breath to soften the body. And rolling over onto the right side of your body. Lining yourself up, pressing your hands together. And taking a few breaths here. Do you remember we come into that banana shape where you draw your arms and your legs behind you as you balance on the side body? You need to really press the heels of the hands together. And breathe into the front of the body. Little back bend here. One more breath in. And then breathe out, come back into your straight line. And bring your left hand out in front of you. And as you breathe in, lift the left leg. And breathe out, release. And take 4 more like this, very steady. Little bit of engagement in the lower belly. Beautiful. And then resting your head in your hands. And you need to really press into your left fingertips here. Breathe in, and on the breath out, lift both legs up, a bit like a seal. And see if you can hold here for a few breaths. Feel the strength. Smiling and holding. Feel the heat you're creating. One more breath in, and then gently lower the legs down. It's quite hard work, isn't it? And then breathing in, lift the left leg reasonably high. And as you breathe out, lift the right leg, not to meet it, but to balance here with a V between your legs. And hold here a few breaths, smiling. One more breath in, And then gently lower the legs down. And bring your left knee in towards you to hold onto the foot. Inhale, and as you exhale, gently explore that little quad stretch, that little squeeze between the shoulder blades. So it's fine to wriggle around and find the sweet spot here. Just be careful of the knee. And breathe into the front of the body again. Nice stretch. Take a breath in. And then breathe out, release. Bring your knee in front of you so you can hold on to the big toe, or maybe lower down the leg. You want to really push out through that right heel so you find a balance and a strength on the right side. And then begin to pulse a little in the left. You can keep moving, or you might like to come to stay still. A little bit of a balance happening here. I don't feel it on the other side, but here I feel a little bit of a wobble. Breathe and really open wide into that left leg now. Taking another full breath in, and then breathe out, release, and roll over onto the front of your body. And then straight away breathe in and lift everything. Spread your fingers and your toes and take a few breaths. One more breath in, and then breathe out, come down, taking your arms down by your sides. And as you breathe in, lift everything again, but now your arms are out by your sides. So we've done a lot for the back of the body. We've opened into our hips, strengthened some of the muscles around the hips, hamstrings. Take a breath in. And then release and settle for a few breaths, head on your hands. Allow your heels to fall out. And take some deep breaths, feel your belly expanding against the mat. Noticing if your breath's a bit erratic, whether you can soften into the face. And then sliding your hands by your ribs and lifting yourself to all fours, and then coming back into a brief child's pose here. And I'm really pressing into my fingertips here, lifting the heels of the hands. So it's quite an extended child's pose. So you're pushing into the fingers, so your sitting bones keep working back towards the heels, and now breathe into the back of the body. On the next breath in, come to all fours, curl your toes under, and let's meet in a downward dog. Taking a few breaths to find your downward dog, maybe bending your knees, lifting your heels, walking it out and feeling it just as you need it right now. With your attention in your lower belly, coming in towards your navel, breathe in and ripple slowly to plank. And breathe out here. Take another breath in, and then come down onto your forearms, breathe out. And breathe in up to plank. And breathe out, come down on your forearms. Take two more like that if you can. If you need to drop your knees, that's fine. And then we'll meet in plank. Take a full breath in. Drop your knees, release your toes, and begin to roll all the way down over the front of the body. Breathing in, peel up the chest, shoulders roll back. You've done so much for the back already, it should feel ready. Head comes last, and then breathe out, come down. Breathe into all fours and find your downward dog. Wonderful. And then really pressing into your left hand. Take your right hand to your belly and then to outside the left leg, as low down as you can. Spinning to look under your left armpit. We didn't do this last week. And take a few breaths, lovely stretch as well as being a twist. One more breath in and then change sides. Breathe and feel your way into this twisted dog. One more breath in. And then breathe out. Release the hand and come straight to plank. Breathe in. Drop your knees, breathe out. And now squeeze your shoulder blades as you drop your chest and your chin towards the floor. And take 3 breaths here. So your bottom's really stacking up. You don't need to be shy. Looking ahead of you across the floor with your chin, your chest and your knees all on the floor. Take a breath in and then slide your knees behind you. Your chest will come forwards and straight into a cobra, rippling up. And then find your downward dog. Beautiful. Take a breath in here and then shift your heels to the right and breathe out. Dip your hips to the right. Strong in the arms. And then breathe in, come to the top. Heels move to the left and drop your hips to the left. Strong arms. Breathe into the top and let's do that one more time to each side. Breathing into downward dog and exhale here. And then let's come one more time to plank. Breathe in. And this time, if you can, begin to come down halfway in your Chaturanga Dandasana, really strong. Drop your knees if you need to, otherwise flip your toes. And push into an upward dog with only your hands and your feet pressing into the mat. You can lift your hips, inhale. Exhale, drop your hips. Inhale, lift and brighten the chest. And then curl your toes under. Find your downward dog. And breathe space into the body now. And looking in between your hands, walk, step or jump your feet forwards. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Drawing yourself down. Inhale to flat back. Exhale, fold. Really draw your navel up and in. Inhale, flat back, really straight legs. And exhale, fold. So as you fold now, if you need to, you bend your knees, but if not, keep your legs straight and really lift your buttocks up, up, up and apart. And take 3 more breaths here. Really opening into the hamstrings, the gluteal muscles. Your abdominal core is helping you dive deeper. And then pressing into your feet, breathe in, come all the way up. And breathe out, hands to your heart, and take a moment to feel the body. Slow, stretchy class. Bit of strength involved as well. Okay. So you're standing facing the front of your mat. I'd like you to take quite a big step back with your left foot, noting that your front heel is in line with the back instep. But then you're going to face over the front leg and breathe in, hands together at the heart, and then breathe out, drop into that front knee. So slightly awkward. It's not warrior 1 feet, it's warrior 2 feet, but strong in that back leg. Take a few breaths here. And then keeping the stability in the legs, come around to face the long end of your mat, breathe in. And breathe out, release the arms. And breathe in, bring your hands back in again. And breathe out, release. And this time, breathe in, hands come in, straighten that front leg. And as you breathe out and release, bend into that front knee and look over your front fingertips, soft eyes to stay for a few breaths. I like to tilt my pelvis back a little. So you really feel this opening across the front. Release the shoulders. Take a full breath in and then breathe out. Drop your elbow to the knee and your left arm comes hanging down. And then we breathe in and we peel open. That feels good. And then breathe out, come down again. And breathe in, peel open. Follow your fingers with the eyes, breathe out, come down. And then breathe in, feel open, come open, excuse me. And as you breathe out, slide that left arm past the ear for a full side angle pose. And some of you may be able to come to parallel with your right thigh and the floor. But never compromising the breath for the pose. Take a full breath in and then breathe out. Take your left hand back to your hip and lift your right hand to the knee just for a moment. You can straighten into the leg a little bit, bend in again. And then you either come back to that side angle pose that we just did, or you're going to thread the right arm underneath the thigh, turning the thumb inwards. Left arm comes over the back. And you come to your bound warrior, bound side angle rather. Looking over your left shoulder, press into that left foot and breathe a few expansive breaths. Great pose for getting right into the lower and the upper body and everything in between. Breathe. We're in no hurry. One more breath in and then look down. Drop the right hand down, breathe out. And then lift the left arm. And take a few breaths here, radiating out in all directions. Beautiful. Take one more breath in. As you breathe out, look down, left hand to your hip. You're going to breathe in and come back to warrior 2 and then breathe out. It's quite a long sequence, quite a lot of stamina. Turn the right palm up, and as you breathe in, straighten that front leg. As you lift the right arm and then exhale, come into your reverse warrior. So it's slow and juicy. Really breathe into the right side of the ribs, looking down towards that left foot. And then on the next breath in, straightening up. And breathe out, hands to your hips. And now I would like you to look to the right foot and step the left foot in a little bit so that you're now facing the short end of your mat, feet not walking a tightrope. And inhaling, take your arms out wide, turn the thumbs down, exhale, either come to just your hands behind your back or reverse prayer, or maybe holding onto your elbows. And take a breath in as you just feel back with the ribs, pressing your hands together. And then breathe out, bend into that front knee. And we'll take a few breaths here in this version of Warrior 1. A little bit of a zip up of the lower belly. Feel the pose. And then on the next inhale, straightening that front leg as you release your arms down. Exhale, interlace your hands. And then inhale, draw your shoulder blades together. Pull your arms back. And then we come down into our humble warrior. Exhale. Breathe here. Slow and juicy. Amazing. And then breathe in, come up. Release your hands, and as you breathe out, take your left hand to the right knee, your right hand to the hip. And have a little twist looking over your right shoulder. Slightly strange. And then breathe in, lift your arms up to the front. And as you breathe out, come around to face the long end of your mat. Interlace your hands, breathe in. And bend back into that front knee, shifting the heel in line with the instep. Beautiful. Take a breath in. And then breathe out, turn to face over the front. You can shift the right foot to the right. So we're basically shifting our feet and our bodies from warrior 2 to warrior 1. Take a full breath in, lifting the back heel. And as you breathe out, can you float forwards into warrior 3? Lift the back leg. Take a breath in here, and then bring your arms out beside you, Take a full breath in, and then release delicately back to your warrior 2. Absolutely fantastic. Take a breath in here, and then cascade your arms down. Lift the back heel. Come to a downward dog. So long, slow sequence. That's hard. It's really hard, I think. And you have a choice. Before we take the other side, you might like to rest in child. You might like to breathe in downward dog. Or you might like to come with me for a little vinyasa, breathing and ripple forwards. Breathe out, choose your way down to the mat. Either take a cobra or an upward dog. And we'll meet again in a downward dog. Breathe. And then looking forwards, walk, step or jump your feet. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale. Just so good for the spine. Exhale. 1 more time. Inhale. And exhale. And then pressing through your feet, come all the way up. Inhale. And exhale here. Hands to the heart. And take a moment to simply consolidate, feel the body. Notice the breath, the heart beating. And with your hands at your heart, lift up the right knee and take quite a large step behind you. To come into warrior 2 legs. So your front heel is in line with the back instep. And we just move the chest, looking to the front, to looking to the middle as you find your way. Breathing. Strong back leg. And then coming around to face the long end of your mat. Inhale into the heart and exhale, open out. You can straighten that front leg. Inhale to the heart. Exhale, find your warrior 2. Let's do that again. Inhale. And exhale. And now soften your gaze over the front fingertips. Soft shoulders and breathe. Little tilt back of your pelvis. Beautiful. Beautiful. So if your front leg gets really tired or you feel any strain in the knee, you straighten it a little bit and then maybe come back in again. Full breath in. And then breathe out, left elbow to the knee, drop your right arm down. And then breathe in, we peel open. And breathe out, close down. And breathe in, peel open. And breathe out, close down. And now breathe in, peel open, look at your fingers with your eyes. And breathe out, arm over the ear, shooting past for your side angle, past Vakonasana. Breathe here, spinning the chest if you can, looking under your right armpit. One more breath in. And then breathe out, look over your right shoulder as you take your hand to the hip. And you have the option here of coming into exactly that same pose, or coming into the bound version. Take the left thumb around, reach down through the middle of the leg. Try not to give yourself a wedgie. Right arm comes over the top. And then you use your bind as a lever to wriggle and really feel into the shoulder blades here. Breathe. Beautiful. One more breath in. Breathe out, look down, drop the left hand, and breathe and reach up the right. And just take a few breaths to feel the expansiveness here. You can straighten into that leg, bend it again. One more breath in, and then breathe out, look down. And bring yourself up to warrior two. A lot going on in the legs, great strength. Open out the left palm as you straighten the front leg, inhale, and then come into your reverse warrior. And you can move your way into this pose. It's a lovely, elegant pose to feel into. And breathe it open. And then strong in the core, strong in the legs, breathe in, come up. Hands to your hips as you just arrange your feet so that you're facing short end of your mat, not walking a tightrope. Right foot comes in a little bit. Inhale, arms out wide, turn the thumbs down. And come to reverse prayer or holding your elbows. Bend into that front knee. And take a few breaths, really shining in the heart space. And then inhale, straighten, release your arms, interlace them, exhale. Roll the shoulders back, inhale. Exhale, bend into that knee and pour yourself forwards, humble warrior. And you can look with your head down now if your heels are walking a tightrope or if there's nice space horizontally between your feet. Wonderful. Breathe in, come up. And then breathing out, we take that funny little twist, right hand to the knee, looking over your left shoulder, just for a couple of breaths. And then looking to the front, interlacing your hands. And coming to face the long end of your mat and rearranging your feet back into warrior two, feet heel to instep. And exhale, come down. And we do that slightly weird maneuver where we look round to the front. And we look round to the long end. Just a couple of times. Sure you're doing beautifully. And then turn around to the front. Release your hands as you lift the back heel. Take a breath in and then lightly bounce yourself into warrior three. Breathe. And bring your arms out beside you. Strong, strong, strong. Not like me. Take another breath in and then just release gently back into your warrior two. Beautiful. a breath in. You come to get towards the end now of the hard sequence. Windmill yourself down. Downward dog. Now please listen to your body. We're going to spend the rest of the class close to the mat doing stretches. So do you want to breathe it out in downward dog? Do you want to come down already to child? Or would you like a final opportunity for a vinyasa? Come forwards to plank. Come down to the mat your way. Find a little cobra or an upward dog. And taking a few breaths in your downward dog, hands and feet wide apart now. Breathe it. And we will meet, when you're ready, in a child's pose. I would always have the knees wide apart to continue that opening into the inside of the legs. But now hands underneath the forehead so you can completely soften because you've worked the body quite hard. Slow flow like that is quite demanding. Take a few breaths. I'm going to get a little glass of water. And then when you're ready, if you'd like to join me, sitting with your legs wide apart, and I'm going to sit up on a blanket. Choose whatever you need to give yourself a little bit of a lift. And we've got a nice long floor sequence to continue a lot of the opening we've been doing already, but taking the strength factor off the legs. So take your legs as wide as you can. And I like to lift up here. So lift the hips up, the bottom up, and then come to sitting down just a little way in front of the sitting bones. Even turning the thighs in a bit and pulling your toes towards you. Now, if you're already slumping, you bend your knees up. I know a couple of you will need to do that, and that's fine. And you have that release then of the pelvis. Otherwise, you're pressing your legs down, hands to the heart. Take a full breath in and out here. Let's slow it down. Finding that rooting down through the base of the body. Interlace your hands across the chest. Inhale, and then exhale, push up. And take a couple of breaths to find length in the side body and the upper body. You can wriggle around. And then turning your torso around over the right leg. Take a breath in and breathe out. Come down as far as works for you. You don't have to hold on to that foot. And you're still pressing through that left heel. Wriggle around and breathe into where you feel you need it. Deep stretch. A little bit of strength in the abdomen as you breathe in and you come up. And breathe out, release your hands out into a T shape. Take a full breath in. And then we take our right hand to the left foot, left hand behind us. And have a little bit of a twisting stretch. Push that left hand away. Beautiful. And then breathing in, coming up to the front. And breathe out, hands into the heart again. Interlace your hands, breathe in, lift up. And breathe out, come down the center, sliding your sitting bones out behind you. Take a full breath in here and then release your hands, breathe out. And soften and feel the body. Deep breaths with With all this forward folding, you can breathe really deep and slow. And then bringing each hand to each elbow, just to rest the elbows down, head comes down. Wonderful. And then gently lifting all the way up, breathe in. And breathe out, hands come down, and bring the left foot into the right thigh. And again, turn around over the right leg. And take a full breath in as you reach up. And reaching forwards over that right leg, breathe out for Janu Shirshasana. And we're going to come up again, breathe in, really find that length. And as I come down this time, I'm crossing my wrists, my forearms. You may or you may not want to do that. And take a few breaths in here. Wriggling and finding the juice in the pose. Wonderful. And then breathing in, coming up, strong abdomen. And as you breathe out, come down on your left forearm, slightly strange psoas stretch. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, you're going to point through your right toes and reach past your head with the right arm. Just take a couple of breaths, feeling how delicious this might be. You can wriggle around a little bit into the psoas stretch. It's all about the breath. One more full breath in and a long breath out. And then gently coming up again, breathe in, lifting, 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 and breathe out again to the right. Maybe noticing if you come a little bit deeper now. And holding onto your right, the side of your right foot, your right big toe, somewhere higher up the leg, take your left hand to your hip. We bring this into a little bit of a side stretch, so just twisting around over to the left. Look over the left shoulder and lift the arm, breathe in. And maybe you stay exactly where you are, or maybe your left arm comes over. Maybe you're able to hold on to the right thumb. Try not to come forwards like this. It's a side stretch. I'd much rather you were like this and feeling it in the side body than able to reach the big toe and coming forwards. Work in progress for me. And breathe, open that left side of the body. Lovely stretch. Take a full breath in. Look down as you breathe out. Bring that left hand down and bring yourself all the way up. Just taking a moment to feel the body now. And then bringing both legs out in front of you. Maybe your knees are bent, maybe they're not. And lifting up again, breathe in. And we'll neutralize all this with a simple forward fold before bringing this to the other side of the body. So you don't have to hold onto your feet. Rather you had lengthen the spine, open chest. Take 5 breaths. Deep breaths, navel, lower belly drawing in to draw you deeper. Taking one more full breath in and a long breath out. And then gently coming up, taking your hands behind you, pointing your toes and lifting your chest for a few breaths in between the two sides. And then we take all of that to the other side, starting with our legs out wide. Starting with our legs as wide as we can, maybe knees bent or pulling your toes towards you. Feeling into the sitting bones, hands to the heart. Take a few breaths in here.
and out. Maybe you're beginning to feel a stillness, a steadiness in the body after this sequence. Very opening but very grounding sequence. Interlace your hands, inhale, and exhale, push up. Take an inhale here, and then as you exhale, look over the left leg and come down just as far as feels right for you. Remember, we've got lots of room to move into over the next few poses. So just feel your way here. Breathing into those tight spots. And then strong in the abdomen, breathe in, come up. And breathe out, arms in a T shape. Take a full breath in, and then reach your left arm to the right foot, the right arm pushing behind you as you twist here. Breathe. One more full breath in and a long breath out. And then from your twist, breathing in, out to the front, your arms in a T shape, and breathe out, interlace your hands again. And breathe in, lift up. And breathe out, come down the middle, come down the front, pushing as you slide your sitting bones out behind you. So some people love forward bending and other people find it really hard. And so this is really, really quite an intense forward bending part of the class. Great for the back body, great for the hips, and frustrating if it doesn't come easy to you. But I've watched some of you in these last few years really open into your bodies big time. Take a breath in and then release the hands, breathe out. And notice how you feel here. Where you need to move a bit to feel into the edges of the pose. And at some stage, grasping your elbows and just resting here. Taking a full breath in and a lovely long breath out. And then coming back up, breathing in. And as you breathe out, bring your right foot in towards the left thigh. You need to bend up that left knee. Take another breath in to find length and look over the left leg and try out your first Janu Shirshasana. So we have several of this pose coming over the left leg. Feel your way, stretching and breathing into it. And then on the next breath in, you come up and you separate your hands. And if you want to, this time you come down with your forearms and wrists crossed to hold on to the opposite sides of the foot. That's only for those of you who find it easy to come all the way down, head to knee. And breathe. How soft are you in the jaw right now? And then looking beyond the foot, breathe in, come all the way up. And settle down into your right forearm, breathe out. Take a breath in, and then on the breath out, point through your left toe as you reach past your left ear with your hand. Psoas stretch. So all that, it's like a counter pose to all that forward folding we did just now. And breathe into the deliciousness of it. Thank goodness for yoga. Take a full breath in and then look down to the right and push yourself up again. Breathe in. And we come down again over that left leg. Feeling your way. And then either holding onto the whole foot, the side of the foot, maybe the left big toe. Bring your right hand to the hip. We come into that little side stretch, so we peel open that right shoulder and the chest. And lift up the right arm. Inhale. And exhale. Find a side stretch. Remember, you're not coming forwards. Find to have your hand behind your head in line with the spine. And breathe into the right side of the body. Beautiful stretch. One more full breath in. And then breathe out. Look down and drop the right hand down. And slowly bring yourself up. How do you feel? I hope you feel good. And then we come to end this sequence, this part of the class, with our neutral forward fold. Legs out in front, so only sitting up on something if you need to. And breathe in, reach up. And breathe out, come down, always bending your knees if you need to. And I'm going to leave you in silence now to explore a few deep breaths. Deep breaths. Particularly long in your out breaths. One more full breath in. And a long breath out. And then gently sliding your way back again. And taking your hands behind you. Pointing your toes as you lift your chest. And breathe here. Some of you actually might like to take this pose where you press into your hands and you press into your heels to lift the body up, taking your feet to the floor, only if you feel you've got the strength. It's a great counter pose after all the forward folding. Lift the side waist, lift the chest. Press your feet to the floor. Take a full breath in and then come down. Beautiful. And bring yourselves onto your backs. Beginning with the whole body extended, just to feel the body now. Maybe taking a few sigh breaths. And really feeling the heaviness of your body in contact with the floor now. Letting go for a mini Shavasana. And we're going to take a very simple way of unwinding the body after everything we've been doing. So if you'd like to bend your knees up, soles of your feet on the floor. Take a full breath in and out here. Release, relaxing, releasing down through the back of the pelvis. And we'll come into some moving bridges, so nothing complicated here, but really move with the breath. So as you breathe in, float your arms up and peel up bone by bone. Pause when you're up and then breathe out. Bone by bone, come all the way down. Can you continue a few more in your own time? Making this about the breath. And at some stage, some of you will keep moving with your arms moving over your head. Or some of you might like to keep your arms down by your sides, maybe even interlacing your hands and coming into more of a static
Bridge, please make sure that your thighs are parallel and you push and pull into your feet. Chin coming away from the chest, and open out the whole of the front of the body now. Maybe even coming up onto your toes if that feels good. One more breath in, and then spread your shoulders and come all the way down. Taking a moment here to feel the body. Bringing your knees in towards you. And taking a few circles in one direction. And then a few circles in the opposite direction. And I'd like to do one more back bend. And this is really yogi yogini's choice. You might like to take a moving bridge like we just did. You might like to take a static bridge like we just did. Or I'm going to talk you through full wheel if you'd like to. Not for everybody. So listen carefully if you would like to come with me. I can't promise I'll come up to it this evening. Your fingertips are pointing in towards your shoulders. So your elbows are pointing out behind you. Trying to keep your elbows and your knees parallel here. Take a breath in, and on the breath out, only come to the top of your head. Take another breath in, and then on the breath out, maybe you push up. Maybe you straighten your legs, drawing your elbows in towards each other, chest through the elbows, breathe. This is the fullest opening for the front body you'll ever get. Breathe. One more breath in, and then be careful to look at the ceiling as you slowly bring your head to the floor. Very careful with the neck as you come all the way down. And then whichever version you've been in, take your feet out and your knees rock in to touch. And take a few breaths into your belly. Breathing here. So that can be quite invigorating after all the forward folding we've done. It's quite an energy lift. Bring your knees in towards you. Have a little hug, a little roll around. And then we'll come into a final hip release sequence. If you'd like to bring your right ankle over the left knee. And take a few breaths to feel into the right hip, using your right hand to push the thigh away. Wonderful. And then take a breath in, and as you breathe out, draw your legs in towards you, holding through the gap. And I'm flexing my right foot, drawing the left knee in towards me, and easing the right knee away. So we're looking for sensation here in the right side, principally. Take a full breath in, and as you breathe out, lift your head towards your foot. Take another breath in here, and then breathe out, release. Take a full breath in, and then as you breathe out, release your arms out in a T shape and take a little twist to the left. So your right foot comes over. So a strange little twist. You can look to the right and become super floppy in the legs and the pelvis. Soften that right shoulder. And breathe. Breathing here. And then bring your head back to neutral. And bring your knees back in towards you, but this time with your legs really crossed. So you can hold on to the left knee. Maybe some of you can hold on to the feet as we do cow face on the back. Easing your way into this little stretch here. Trying to relax in the face. Take a full breath in. And then breathe out, relax, release it, You're going to draw your right knee in towards you as you drop your left foot down. And then straighten that right leg. Toes come towards you. Interlace your hands behind the thigh. Maybe slide the left leg away. Pushing through that heel. Now we have that pulling of the hands against the thigh. The pushing of the thigh back into the hands. And the dragging of the thigh bone down into the hip socket. Take a few breaths, very steady, like reintegrating the thigh bones into the hip. Take a full breath in, and then steadily breathe out and lower the right leg down. And take a moment and feel the body now and the difference between the two sides. We'll take all of that to the other side. So if you'd like to take your left ankle over the right knee, just feel around a little bit in that left hip socket. Take a breath in and then breathe out, draw your legs in towards you. Flexing the left toes, drawing the right knee closer in, the left knee moves away. And breathe here. Looking for length in the back of the neck. Take a full breath in and then breathe out, lift your head, draw your legs in towards you, tight little package. And take a full breath in here. And then as you breathe out, you release and you come into that funny little twist to the right, your gaze to the left. And breathe and soften and let go. And bring your head back to neutral. Gently lift your legs up, but then cross them tight. Either holding onto the furthest knee or maybe sliding your hands down to your feet. Cow face, legs on the back. Breathe here, really squeeze the thighs together. One more breath in, my lovelies. And then breathe out, release. You bring the left knee in towards you, drop the right foot. And straighten the leg up towards the ceiling, maybe sliding the right leg away. And push through both heels as your hands are interlaced behind the left leg, and push and pull and drag that thigh bone down. Take a full breath in and then release, and steadily, slowly float your left leg down to the floor. And feel the body now. And if there's anything left that you feel that you need, go ahead. And I'm going to just prepare to take you through a guided relaxation. So you make sure you're warm enough.
Maybe you've got your legs over a bolster. Maybe you're lying on your side with a bolster in between your thighs, whatever feels right for you. And as you come to settle, take time, give yourself permission to take time to feel into your bones. Really feeling the weight of your body in relation to the surface beneath you. Being aware of all the muscles and the tissues around your bones that maybe feel as if they're melting slightly away from the bones. And noticing where you feel warm in the body. And where you feel maybe a little cooler, maybe the light caress of air on your skin. And noticing where you maybe feel a little heavier in some places compared to others. And then conversely, where you feel a little lighter. Noticing where you feel like you've had a real release in the body, part of the body that's let go deeply in this practice. And then noticing conversely if there are any areas of the body that still feel tight. And noticing if there's anywhere in the body that you feel joy. Maybe a little sparkle. And conversely, where perhaps you feel some grief, some sadness located in the body. Setting your attention free now to feel the whole body, whole range of feelings, sensations, emotions. Noticing the wave of a natural breath, the stream of your breath. Not trying to change anything as you simply feel the breath in the body. And as you continue to breathe, bringing your attention to the very crown of your head, to your scalp. And take a breath in here. And as you breathe out, push the breath all the way down to the soles of your feet. And then breathe in again all the way up the body to the crown of your head. And breathing out all the way down, feel the body all the way down on the out breath to the soles of your feet. Continue like this for a few breaths. And then breathing in up to the crown of your head. And breathing out as far as your knees. Pushing the breath down the body as far as your knees. And then breathing in all the way up to the crown again. And continuing like this for a few rounds. And breathing in again all the way up to the crown of your head. And breathing out into the base of your pelvis, the floor of your pelvis. And you breathe in up to the top, and you continue like this for a few rounds. And breathing into the top of your head. And breathing out into your lower belly, down as far as your lower belly. Just beneath the navel. And breathe in all the way up again. And breathing in as you draw the breath all the way up to the crown of your head. And this time breathing out only as far down as your solar plexus, at the bottom of the ribs. Breathe in, come all the way to the scalp. And out all the way down to the solar plexus. And then breathing in all the way to the crown of your head. As you breathe out, just come down right into the center of your heart space. And take a few breaths like this. Feel the breath in the body. And then breathing in up to the crown of your head. And breathing out as far as your throat. Take a few breaths in between the crown of your head and your throat. And then breathe into the very top again. And as you breathe out into the space behind your eyes. And take a few breaths from the crown of your head behind your eyes. And then coming back to the crown of your head, allow your attention to free itself, to feel the whole of your body breathing freely. whole of your body alive and resting deeply, all at once. And then letting go of the attention on the breath and simply feeling your body here, resting. I'm beginning to take a few slightly deeper breaths, feeling the rise and fall of your abdomen with the breath. And then beginning to roll the shoulders up to the ears and back again a few times. Maybe circling into the wrists, into the ankles in one direction and then in the other. Maybe having a full body stretch. Bringing your knees in towards you for a little bit of a hug, a little bit of a roll around on your back. Finding your own way. Maybe you lie on one side for a few breaths. But come to meeting me in a moment with your eyes closed in a seated position of your choice, hands together in front of the heart space. Taking these final few moments to feel the effects of your practice tonight from the comfort of your own homes. Noticing the quality of your breath. And beginning to rub your hands together quite vigorously. And when you feel you've created quite a lot of heat, placing your palms over your eyes. Eyes closed as you breathe in the warmth behind the eyes. And then fluttering open your eyelids into the darkness of your palms and sliding your fingers down to let in the light. Till your palms meet in front of the heart space. Take a full breath in. And then breathe out, bow your head to honour your practice. And breathing in, lifting your head. Thank you so much, everybody. Really thank you for joining me. Namaste.